This is a song I wrote called My Grandpa's Knee. Things weren't going quite so good for my mom and dad. 68 would be the last Christmas that we had. It took us from the suburbs and it set us down out west. The Colorado flatlands really put us to the test. Well, life was tough on Grandpa's farm, but what came was meant to be. I learned some of what I know on my grandpa's knee. We didn't take the change too well. The siblings fought all day. Seemed we couldn't vent our discontent in any other way. And finally Mom broke down and cried. The pressure was too much. She shouted that she'd wish she died. She said she'd had enough. And Grandpa came and sat us down and made us understand that Sis and I were old enough and had to lend a hand. The young ones didn't understand. They loved their dad so much, and even though they felt that way, he never kept in touch. And Daddy had a hard time too, though he brought it on himself. Gramps told me that there would be times, put your pride upon the shelf. I guess if Dad had listened to what Grandpa said to me, he might have known just what to do to save the family. And I love to sit on Grandpa's lap and listen to his tales. With pocket watch we would time the train as it thundered down the rails. And the heavy smell of stockyards blowing in the breeze. I learned some of what I know on my grandpa's knee. Over time we got used to living off the land. It's something what a man can do with an idea and his hands. And he and Uncle George were proud to help build Hoover Dam, a pride they shared as brothers, I hope someday to understand. Back then my brother was so young, not half as old as me. And one day I want to share with him what I learned on Grandpa's knee. He never spoke about his life, on the hard times that he faced. He said whatever life can throw at you, try to handle it with grace. Be courteous to everyone and as helpful as you can. And in any situation you can handle with a plan. He said that there will be times when there's nothing you can do. You'll find the meaning of frustration, but those times will be few. He said someday you'll be a man, another chapter in your life. He said you'll have some bratty kids and a warm and lovely wife. He said you'll buy a home and have to fix things when they break. But don't ignore the feelings in your heart for your heart's sake. Respect the earth and animals and do what you can to keep them free. And these are just a few things I learned from Grandpa's knee. And I love to sit on Grandpa's lap and listen to his tales. With his pocket watch we would time the train as it thundered down the rails. And the heavy smell of stockyards blowing in the breeze. I learned half of what I know on my grandpa's knees. Gramps died just past my birthday in April of '73. I was back here in Connecticut. Dad gave the news to me. I never knew how much I loved the man, though I never told him so. And I hope that through the times we had, somehow I let it show. He gave his heart and soul to us. He gave up all he had. Until that day I don't believe I'd ever been that sad. I went back for the funeral, and when I saw the house I cried. My mother and my uncles had already been inside. They were sitting at the table and going through his things. Mom just asked for photographs. Jack wanted everything. And Harold reached into the box and gave something to me. The pocket watch we used to time the train when I sat on his knee. And I loved to sit on Grandpa's lap and listen to his tales. With his pocket watch we would time the train as it thundered down the rails. And the heavy smell of stockyards blowing in the breeze. I learned most of what I know on my grandpa's knees. I learned most what I know of life on my grandpa's knee. Thanks.